You can elevate the competition level, and I know Coach Roby mentioned how excited he was to have them in the ACC, just like you said, just to elevate that competition, get that much more good competition throughout the year and help prepare for the end of the season.
Only downside is the travel, and that's something that the powers that be will have to figure out, right? But it's going to be nice to see these teams go head-to-head time and again as we get set for 141, a battle between Church and Miranda coming up here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup.
Let's take a look at the 4-3 mark for Church to this point, and obviously a similar record, but an intermat ranking of 27 on Miranda's side of things. And when you take a look at the way things sit, here's another chance for Church to become the third consecutive Hokie to deliver maybe not as much of a surprise as much as just a message from a team that was called upon to do just that today.
Yeah, these might not be the highest ranked wrestlers on the team, but I tell you what, in a lot of dual meets, these are the matches that can make a difference. They can swing the team score and swing the momentum. So these are big matches still.
And we talked about the point of emphasis at aggression, attacking more. Talked about the importance, did Coach Roby, of wrestling a full 7. He said R9 or however long it takes to see your hand raised at the end of things.
Exactly.
He said that was the one element for his team, the ability to come up with that big moment and that strong finish. Well, safe to say with what we saw through the first 2 matches, that's been the case. And here's Virginia Tech again in position to build upon what's an already strong start.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to see that across the board with all of his wrestlers. Miranda on a nice shot right there at the beginning, but Church did a good job of squaring the hips and fighting it off.
I have to love the phrase he used. He said, want to see from my team less reacting, more dictating. How do you grade them on that so far today?
Oh, they're doing a great job of it so far, and he's exactly right. You want to be able to force your style on your opponent. You don't want to study your opponent too much and fall into their world. You want to go out there with a mindset where you know what you're good at, and you're going to force that on your opponent. And that's exactly what Coach Roby wants to see out of his team, and I think we've been seeing that so far.
Miranda having been good in dual action this year, and this is a Stanford team that has been just that. They posted victories against Duke and Nebraska Kearney before stepping out of duels, and we talked about what took place at Vegas, and now working their way back in that vein. In fact, shut out Duke up over 40 in the point total to take down a Blue Devils squad that was somewhat of a statement mark for a team headed into the ACC future conference scenario.
That's right. That's setting the tone right there. That's the third attempt for Miranda. He's coming after Church. There's another shot attempt. Church is doing a good job of staying in position and fighting those shots off.
Talk about what has been for the Stanford squad. Virginia Tech, important to provide something to build on today, because going into a critical stretch, this match may be doing just that.
There's Church in on shot. Miranda's doing a good job of locking the hips, trying to create a scramble position here. Church needs to kind of run and hook that leg to isolate it, clear his head. This looks like it's going to end up in a stalemate.
Headed for that once more as we close in on the final half minute or so of this opening period.
Right there. Well, Church is hooking that ankle. That's the first thing you got to do. Now he's got to clear that head from between the legs. He's got to pull that ankle, pop his head out to the side. Then he can control both hips and get the takedown.
Left hand to right hand to try to move that foot out of the way on your cue.
That's one of those positions where you got to kind of figure out a way. There's no clean-cut technique a lot of times to clear that head. It's just a lot of grit. And Miranda's doing a good job of keeping the takedown from happening there.
Yeah, it looks like he'll escape the first period with nothing on either side to this point. And here's a look at those in the Pac-12 in this weight classification who have already made their mark and are gaining attention around the country. Of course, the Beavers will host the Pac-12 championships in Corvallis this time around after Stanford did so last season. Thinking about preparing yourself well to be ready to go when Corvallis arrives, if you're looking at things from Pac-12 perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Here's another Miranda coming with the legs. That's the second Stanford wrestler to come with the legs on the top position. Church has got that right hip down, which helps the position.
Challenge for Miranda with high expectations, obviously coming in individual. But not just individually, also bearing some of the weight right now of what has been through the first couple of matches.
Yeah, he wants to get the ball rolling for the team, get that first win. Miranda's got that leg in, but he's just kind of on his hip. He can get in trouble there if Church does a good job of getting his hips up in the air. That's 1 point Miranda for a stall call on Church.
A battle today that has seen Virginia Tech work from out front for the most part. Different story here for Miranda. Now a reset 53.7 to go.
We'll see if Miranda comes with those legs again. See if Church has a game plan for it.
From the top again, 52 to go.
Goes to the sit-out position to try to keep those legs from sneaking in, but Miranda still gets the position here. Trying to work that cross-body ride, trying to take control of that far side arm, get something going. Now he's looking for a cradle. Church controlling the wrist. Oh, Miranda's got the power half in on top now. The far side. Church does a good job fighting it off.
Inside the final 20 seconds to get something done here for Miranda. And here's Church to his feet.
Church coming up. Miranda's getting a little high. Does a good job of sliding down, keeping control with that single leg.
Work their way out in the waning seconds. Just 5.6 with which to work now. 1-0 the advantage for Miranda. You see how riding time factors in at this juncture.
Yeah, there's a little chess match going on here. Miranda got that power half, and that could get dangerous. But Church is doing a good job of surviving that position, and then they almost shook him off and got out, but Miranda was able to hold on to that single leg.
It would need to be immediate, will not, so it stays right where things were at 1-0. Miranda the advantage to begin the third as he will now work his way on bottom here.
This is looking like it might come down to who can figure out how to get a takedown. Church, optional start here. Gonna let Miranda out, ties it up 1-1. Miranda's got riding time right now, though.
And substantially at this point.
Miranda was the aggressor of the first period, had several more scoring attempts. We'll see if, but Church did get in there deep at the end of the first period. He almost had the takedown.
See up in the top right on the bug, the team score decisively Virginia Tech thus far. Makes it all the more important for Miranda to hold on here.
Well, Church in on his shot. Miranda's looking to counter. Church did a great job there. Miranda was almost around the corner, but Church kept that hand up, kept squaring. He's going to fight out of it.
More than one occasion that Church has been in a precarious spot and has found a way to stay right on the heels of Miranda, who is up 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, it's a 2-0 match, but there's been a lot of action in this match.
Also factor in the riding time, and it makes that takedown the one thing that has to be on the mind right now of Church.
Church in on a headed outside shot there. Miranda tries to cut the corner. Church doing a good job. He needs to hook that bottom leg, but you can see how Miranda's got his ankle locked, so he can't do it. Now he's trying to shift the weight back towards the head. Miranda's holding on to that ankle. Not much going to happen here, I don't think.
And only a half a minute or so to make something happen. Point already secured on riding time, so you know what you're really looking at in the balance of things.
Potentially dangerous there. Knee started coming outside, or ankle started coming outside.
Advantage on riding time for those of you not glancing at it earlier was a 156.
10 seconds left.
Point already secured, and something has to happen now for Church. Miranda staying away as the time will expire, and a much-needed first match in the Stanford corner at this point.
Yeah,
secured by Miranda.
Yeah, that was a gritty match, a tough match, and Miranda did a good job staying in there. Forced his style. You know, he got those legs going on the top position. You can tell he's hard to score on with those takedowns. He's a good scrambler. Cuts the corners. Clings on well. So,
turn our attention now to 149, and we're going to see the 2023 All-American.